Hotel Echo Lima Lima Oscar. Good afternoon again from sunny London, England, from your host, your guy himself, the one and only and truly. Yes, DLG Reppin', short for Delhi London Guna. Romeo Echo Papa Papa Indigo November. Is anyone watching in Hong Kong? Is anyone watching in Swaziland? Is anyone watching in Puerto Rico? Can I ask if anyone's watching in Honduras? Can I ask if anyone's watching in Gabon? Can I ask if anyone's watching in Thailand? Is anyone watching in Jamaica? Is anyone watching in the Gambia? Is anybody watching in Botswana? Is anyone watching in South Africa? Can I ask if anyone's watching in Peru? Or how about anyone watching in Paraguay? Shout out to the Paraguayans. I don't shout you out much often. Is anyone watching in Côte d'Ivoire? That's Ivory Coast. Is anyone watching in the Netherlands, which is Holland? Is anyone watching in St. Kitts, St. Vincent? St. Vincent, St. Kitts, should I say? Is anyone watching in Germany, where I was 2 years ago? Is anyone watching in Greece? Anyone watching in Somalia? Is anybody watching in New Zealand? Or is anyone watching in Ukraine? Just shouting out all the countries around the world. That's my love. Don't forget, don't forget to show me the love and appreciation. Before I get into this ins and out, I'd like to say again, welcome on board. Good morning to you guys, whoever's watching around the world, whether you are watching the tennis early hours of the morning, brushing your teeth, or you're having breakfast, or you're taking your kids to school or dog for a walk. Or is it good evening? You could be doing housework, like decorating or tidying up. You could be at the gym. You could be anywhere. Or allow me to say good night and rest well from your host himself. Do take care of yourself, sleep tight, and get ready for a new day. Before, what am I talking about? Anyway, welcome again to another DLG Reppin'S Daily Transfer News, bringing you all things related to Arsenal Football Club in terms of the incomings potentially and outgoings. And before I get into this content, make sure you smash the thumbs up like button for me, please. I'd really appreciate it very much. Do share this channel virally all over the globe, especially to your friends and your relatives. If you're watching me for the first time, welcome on board. I'm pleased to have you. As for the chat or the comment section, if you've got an opinion or a question or any suggestions, drop it in there, in the chat, I would really appreciate your thoughts of my channel and some good feedbacks. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Get subscribing. Let me see that subscribe numbers go up, I want to see as many subscribers as possible. This is the road to 1,000 subscribers. And when we go past that 1K, we're going higher and higher and higher than ever. So get subscribing, please, And remember, if you subscribe, I'll shout you out, And that's my way of showing my love and appreciation. And I'll expect the same the other way around. Anyway, so since Arsenal signed Gabriel Jesus, have we been close to signing anyone else? Well, I'll have to say not at the moment, but we are hoping to go into this week alone with an announcement that we would have signed a couple of midfielders to make a difference, because I want to go into the Crystal Palace game with a solid quality midfield, not a midfield from hell. And the player that has popped up as a massive surprise is in Chelsea's and France internationals, N'Golo Kante. Now, I like the guy. He's won everything. I admire his energy, his fitness, his tackling, etc., etc. But one thing I can say is He is 31. Yes. Will he do a job for us in the short term? I'll say up to 80 months. He'll do a job for us. Am I keen on this guy? He'll have to be in an Arsenal shirt, starting the first game against Crystal Palace, and then I can tell you how I feel after that. It's an option in case we don't go for a younger player in the name of Amadou Onana. Now, I would have preferably go for someone 6'5" with bags of potential, but can just about do a job for now. But he's going to be a defensive midfielder for the next 2-3 years. I get that. With N'Golo Kante, that is an option. Now, for the freaking life of me, we should have signed this player 5-6 years ago instead of Xhaka. He was the upgrade on our midfield alone. And if you include Yuri Tielemans into that, we have almost a perfect midfield. If you had him, Tielemans, and Thomas Partey, that is the complete perfect midfield. Well, nearly the complete perfect midfield. However, I don't know what Arsenal are going to do. And yet we're buying players for another Chelsea player. And it feels like we've set up a retirement home for the ex-Chelsea reject or has-beens. Like David Luiz, William Gallas, Petr Cech. That's 4 I've named. Arsenal fans, can you name it any more than the 4 Chelsea ex-players that we've signed? And be honest, have they gone on to do well with us? All right, David Luiz, you can argue he's won the FA Cup. Petr Cech, well, he was all right. Gallas, we know how that panned out. And, well, leave it in the comment section below. Oh, and Jose Benayoun, yes. That's a player that we signed on loan from Chelsea. Well, anyway, let's talk about the next target here. Yuri Tielemans. Again, this is the biggest one of the summer for us. Now, we're hearing these stories that personal terms between Tielemans and Arsenal have been agreed. Now, all we need to do is get the deal over the line. Now, put in the bid. Leicester can accept this bid. If it includes add-on, so be it. As long as it's accepted by Leicester Football Club, we can go on to set up this medical as soon as possible. And once he passes that, the personal terms is done. He becomes an Arsenal player, and he's on the plane to America on tour. However, it's easier said than done. But I'll tell you what, Arsenal don't make themselves easy to work with, and they need to be a lot more intelligent about how they operate these transfers. I want to see Yuri Tielemans play for Arsenal, and preferably, if we can get, as long as he starts the Crystal Palace game, that is the whole idea of signing Yuri Tielemans. Right, Alex Grimado. Now, this is a signing that would make me keep my eye on him. I don't know anything about him as much. Never seen him put on a shirt or play for Benfica as such. But one thing I can say, he's obviously the more experienced of the two out of him and Nuno Tavares. When Tavares was a Benfica player, Alex Grimado was still available for purchase, but we decided to go with Nuno Tavares, the younger option. Oh, yes, Project Youth. Now, we're looking at the players for now, and he is a player for now. Experienced Spanish left back. I mean, that's exactly what we're looking at now. More experienced players to help the younger players who perform well for us advance into the future seasons. Now, he would be a benefit of that. 26 years old, yes, and his position is left back. So whether you go on to be a comfortable cover for Kieran Tierney, only time will tell. Only God knows. But then again, we haven't signed him, so we'll never know how good he will be in the English Premier League. I'm going to talk about Sergej Milinkovic Savic. My pronunciation. This guy, he's highly thought of by Arsenal. They have put a bid in for him of up to £47 million, which was rejected, and rightfully so. Arsenal got to come a lot harder than 47 million. The valuation is 70 million euros, which will work out up to just under 65 million pounds. Now, if Arsenal are that ambitious about bringing in experienced players, and like I've just said, they've got to work harder than that. You know, they've got to show the player they're not only just interested, but they've got to sell him the project. Arsenal Football Club, the history, what it's all about, and what is living in London all about as well. So they've got to show him and sell him the project. For me, this deal would be a huge one. And if any Arsenal fan is watching or not, let me know a little bit more about Milinkovic Savic. Right, moving on. I'm going to talk about a striker here. Ivan Toney. Now, this is a striker that has criticised Arsenal because they didn't sign a striker last season. Well, if he was to sign for Arsenal, how many Arsenal fans would forgive him for the comments? Leave it in the chat. I see him as a good target man. Not the most quickest in terms of pace, but he's a good target man. Someone who can stand up against defensive challenges, hold the ball up well, bring others into play. That will do for us because we do need two different types of strikers. Gabriel Jesus is more of a pacey striker who lives in the box, just like the target man Ivan Toney is. Or do we go for Scamacca, similar type of striker, Italian international, and he's got goals on him? Leave it in the chat. Right, let's talk about the outs. Lucas Torreira. Now he's been included on the plane tour to America. I don't know whether this is a good idea personally, but we shall see how he feels. I'll be keeping an eye out for him, definitely. And that's for the simple fact is we can see in his body language whether he still wants out of Arsenal. I still believe he wants out of Arsenal, and I don't see no reason why we should keep an unhappy player. It's best for both parties if Torreira does leave, even if he does play in the game against Everton this coming week Sunday. Well, we're gonna hold tight on that. Let's talk about Hector Bellerin. Now, as much as he wants the Real Betis move, Real Betis themselves haven't got the exact money that Arsenal want. So Atletico Madrid are weighing up a bid for him. Now, we've not received any confirmation that there was a bid being planted for Bellerin from Atletico Madrid. However, I would say that he will just end up remaining in the squad. But I still believe eventually he will get his move away from Arsenal and back to Spain. That's as far as I can pull it. Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Now, he's one of several players on the transfer list. Nottingham Forest have made an inquiry about him, and that's been very quiet. However, I wouldn't be disappointed in seeing Maitland-Niles start the first league game at Crystal Palace at Sellers Park in the midfield area. He'll bring us mobility and a competitive edge. And I really do rate the guy. The last time he played in the midfield area, won one of the match against Watford. And what's his reward? He gets loaned out to Roma. I think he was treated harshly there. If he is a starter in the midfield, for argument's sake, El Neni sitting, or let's say, for argument's sake, N'Golo Kante sitting, Maitland-Niles and Yuri Tillemans, I wouldn't be upset with that midfield trio at all. You can give me your opinions on Ainsley Maitland-Niles by leaving it in the chat, but I wouldn't be upset. And Reece Nelson, I'm going to speak on him before I go. This is a guy who should be pushing for a recall to the squad this season, but I think his days are numbered, and he's more or less on borrowed time, if the truth be told. I want to see him do well. I like him. Another one from the Youth Academy, Hayland. However, I don't think he registers in the plans of Mikel Arteta. That's the only reason why he's one of several players on the transfer list. Anyway, I'm going to leave it as that, yeah, and say, ladies to the gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, once again, as I'm going to leave it here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in and saving the best to last, as I always do. Thank you so much for putting up with me. I'll be back again maybe tomorrow, maybe this evening, depending on how things go. Otherwise, I'm going to enjoy the sun. I'll need to get out of that flat and go and enjoy the sun. Until next time, remember to look after your friends, look after your families, look after yourselves. Stay safe and enjoy the weather in London, England, or wherever you are around the world. Peace, love, and bless again. You know me. And remember, DLG Reppin', I'm always here, and we're going to talk again. On that note, just remember, please be nice.